Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're breaking down Guild Battlegrounds, or GBG, the place where strategy meets coordination, and sometimes 20 people clicking the same province like it owes them money. Guild Battlegrounds was introduced on November 14, 2019 as an alternative to Guild versus Guild. For a while both systems coexisted, and then one of them didn't. GBG stayed. The chaos evolved. Now, if you enjoy explanations that actually make sense, with just enough sarcasm to stay awake through them, you might want to hit subscribe. Not saying you have to, but your future GBG performance might start asking questions. Let's get into it. Requirements to enter GBG. The requirements for participating in Guild Battlegrounds are simple. A player must have researched military tactics, be part of a guild. Once those requirements are met, Guild Battlegrounds can be accessed by selecting the battleground building located in the northeast corner of the city. From there, the player is transported to the battleground map. What GBG is in simple terms. In simple terms, GBG is a guild competition where guilds are matched into battleground maps. Each battleground contains 5 to 8 guilds, lasts 11 days, and the goal is to win by holding provinces for as long as possible and generating victory points. This means the objective is not just to take land for the sake of taking land. The real objective is to control provinces that generate points and to keep them long enough to turn that control into ranking progress. A new battleground starts every 14 days, which means after each 11-day battleground there is a 3-day break before the next round begins. GBG updates over time. Over time, Guild Battlegrounds received several updates. On December 9, 2021, the feature received a major update that added a second battleground map, which appears every second season and comes with its own reward set. On September 28, 2023, balancing changes were introduced. These included changes to attrition gain, a revamp of province buildings, new rewards, and the addition of the championship and GBG leaderboards. On December 5, 2024, more changes followed. 50 additional attrition levels were added. Some provinces began requiring the use of defending stats. League point ranges were adjusted. League thresholds became narrower for maintaining rank. Some leagues were expanded. Province building costs and victory point multipliers were rebalanced for lower leagues. Minimum and maximum values were introduced for province building balance. A special matchmaking mode was added for the 3rd and 6th season of the championship, and pop-up rewards were removed. Then, on August 14, 2025, another update brought 50 trials to select from. The number of advances needed to conquer provinces was cut in half. Attrition values were also halved, and 2 new shops were introduced: Guild Battlegrounds Common Shop and Guild Battlegrounds Uncommon Shop. These shops use silver coins for the common store and gold plus platinum coins for the uncommon store. Basic map structure. Each guild begins at the edge of the battleground with a province that cannot be taken from them. This province is called the headquarter, or HQ. The distance between neighboring guild headquarters is approximately the same. From that starting point, guilds expand by conquering adjacent provinces. This adjacency rule is extremely important. A guild cannot simply jump across the map and attack whatever it wants. A province can only be attacked if it is directly adjacent to one already owned by that guild. That creates a chain of expansion and makes positioning on the map matter. How provinces are conquered. Any guild member can click on an eligible province and choose one of two actions: negotiate or attack. These encounters always match the era of the player performing them. After a successful fight or negotiation, the player contributes advances to their guild's progress toward conquering that province. These advances are displayed visually on the target province as a conquest flag. The guild with the highest amount of progress in a province has its conquest flag shown there. Other guilds that also have progress on the same province will have their shield displayed next to that flag. The closer the leading guild is to taking the province, the stronger the displayed flag appears. Once the required number of advances is reached, the province is conquered. Lockdown after conquest. When a province is taken, it enters a 4-hour lockdown. During this period, no guild can continue conquest progress on that province, and the new owner gains time to collect victory points or build province buildings. This lockdown creates breathing room after a successful takeover, but only temporarily. There is another important rule here. When one guild captures a province, all other guilds that were also pushing that province lose half of the advances they had invested into it. Attack versus negotiation. Both attack and negotiation contribute to conquest, but they do not contribute equally. A successful attack gives 1 advance, a successful negotiation gives 2 advances. Because negotiations require more time and resources, they award more progress. When siege camp support is low, negotiation may actually be the better option, even for players who normally focus on fighting, especially while attrition is still low. Negotiations can contain 4, 5, or 6 options depending on the encounter. How victory is decided. The ranking of a battleground is determined by victory points. These points are automatically earned by each guild once per full hour. The amount of victory points depends on the provinces held by the guild. Provinces closer to the center of the map generate more points than provinces on the outer edge. This means victory is not decided simply by how many provinces a guild holds, but by which provinces they hold and how long they keep them. Players can check the battleground rankings at any time to see all participating guilds, number of provinces held, current victory point gain per hour, total victory points, and rewards by rank. Victory point values by ring. Every province except the HQ provides victory points every hour. The closer a province is to the center, the more it can produce. The randomized victory point ranges by ring are: Ring 1, the innermost ring, between 100 and 200 victory points per hour; Ring 2, between 60 and 120; Ring 3, between 40 and 80; Ring 4, the outermost ring, between 10 and 40. In addition, victory points are modified by a league multiplier. The multiplier values are copper 10%, silver 20%, gold 30%, platinum 50%, diamond 100%, meaning full amount. So not only does province position matter, but league level affects how much of that point value is actually counted. Attrition. Every time a player successfully completes a battle or a negotiation in GBG, they gain attrition. Attrition is a percentage-based mechanic that directly increases the attack and defense boosts of defending armies and the difficulty level of negotiations. As attrition rises, fights become harder and negotiations become more expensive or more complex. Eventually, continuing becomes impractical because the opposing armies become too strong or the negotiations become too punishing. Attrition resets to 0% every day at midnight server time. The attack penalty and negotiation factor remain the same after reaching 300 attrition. Province buildings. Each province can have up to 3 province building slots. Province buildings affect either the province itself or adjacent provinces. For example, they can make adjacent provinces easier for the owning guild to take, make the province harder for enemies to take, increase victory point generation, or reduce the rate at which attrition increases. Only members with the Battleground officer role can choose which province buildings to construct on their guild's provinces. These buildings take time to build, cost guild goods from the treasury, and the exact goods are randomized across 3 goods drawn from eras represented in the guild at the start of the battleground. The more players a guild has in a given era, the more likely those goods are to be required. On December 5th, 2024, building costs were changed so that construction cost now depends on Guild League, except for Diamond where full price still applies. Building time can be shortened with diamonds. If a province is taken over while a building is under construction, each building under construction has a 50% chance to be destroyed. Any buildings that remain then benefit the new owner. Key province buildings. There are several province buildings, and their effects fall into a few clear categories. Watchtower. If members of the owning guild advance into adjacent provinces, they have an 8% chance not to increase attrition. Decoys. If an enemy attacks or negotiates this province, there is a 15% chance they suffer double attrition. Traps. Same purpose but stronger. A 45% chance for enemies to suffer double attrition. Field camps. These improve the attacking guild's efficiency from that province by giving a chance to avoid attrition increase while also making the province harder to conquer and increasing victory point gain. Their attrition avoidance values go from 20% to 40% to 60%. Guild barracks. These also help with attrition avoidance and make the province harder to conquer, but do not add victory point generation. Field outposts. These reduce attrition gain, increase conquest requirement, and add a flat amount of victory points. Field garrisons. These can only be built on the guild starting province. They increase the guild-wide victory point generation and provide a significant chance to avoid attrition increase when pushing from that province. Guild fortresses. Also limited to the starting province, these combine attrition avoidance, guild-wide victory point increase, and additional flat victory points. These are among the strongest starting province structures. Rewards. Now let's talk about rewards, because this part of Guild Battlegrounds has changed quite a bit. The old conquest reward system is gone. It has been removed and replaced with a new structure built around 2 reward paths. The first is rewards per encounter. The second is end of season rewards. So now, rewards come from 2 places, from what you do yourself every day, and from how your guild performs by the end of the season, which for once is actually a fairly sensible system. Rewards per encounter. This is now your main day-to-day source of rewards. Every time you win a battle or complete a negotiation, you have a chance to earn a reward, and those rewards are now tied directly to your personal trial level. So yes, your trial choice actually matters. It is not just a decorative button sitting there to make the interface feel busy. The higher your trial level, the better your rewards. Battleground Coins. And this is where the biggest change comes in. Instead of the old reward structure, you now earn a new currency called Battleground Coins. These come in 3 types. Battleground Silver Coins, the most common, Battleground Gold Coins, which are more valuable, and Battleground Platinum Coins, which are the rarest and most valuable. Your trial level affects these rewards in two ways. First, a higher trial level gives you a larger total number of coins per encounter. Second, it also improves the quality of those rewards, meaning a better share of gold and platinum coins, not just more silver with extra optimism attached. And these coins are not just there to look fancy in your inventory. They can be exchanged in the Battleground stores, so they are now a proper part of the reward system. Rank Points Multiplier. But trial level does not only affect coins, it also affects the rank points you earn from your actions through a rank points multiplier. That means the higher your chosen trial level, the more rank points you earn per battle, which helps you climb the ranking faster. So trial level improves both your reward quality and your ranking progress. In other words, higher trial means better payouts and faster climbing. A rare 2-for-1 that does not immediately come with emotional damage. End of season rewards. The second reward path is the end of season reward. At the end of each 10-day season, every member of the guild receives a reward package based on the guild's final league placement. For Diamond League, guilds continue to receive fragments for the current championship's main reward building, but the important new addition is that all leagues, including Diamond, now also receive more value at the end of the season. That package includes fragments for the current championship's minor reward building, and a large bundle of Battleground silver and gold coins. So this change spreads the value much better across the leagues. It means that active guilds in every league now get useful fragments and currency at the end of each season, instead of the reward structure feeling like it only remembered the top of the table exists. Important coin rules. There are also a few important rules about Battleground coins. First, they are permanent. They do not reset between seasons, and they do not reset between championships either. So if you want to save them, you can. They are designed as a long-term currency, which is nice because not everything has to vanish every few days just to keep the anxiety fresh. But they are not unlimited. Each coin type has its own storage cap. Silver coins, 200,000. Gold coins, 200,000. Platinum coins, 300,000. Once you reach the cap for one type, you cannot earn more of that coin until you spend some. So yes, the coins stay with you. But if you hoard them forever like a medieval dragon with spreadsheet habits, eventually the cap will remind you that spending is part of the plan. And that's Guild Battlegrounds, a system where everything is perfectly logical, until 5 guilds decide that the same province is suddenly the most important thing in the universe. But once you understand the structure, HQ, adjacency, advances, attrition, victory points, it stops being chaos and starts being controlled chaos, which is slightly better. If this helped you understand GBG without developing a mild headache, you can subscribe. Not mandatory, but statistically speaking, your city might perform better. No promises, just suspicious correlations. See you next time.